We got it today. That's why I tell people, I'm like, my Friday is usually Monday
Right.
because we can unload on the weekend that was. And this was one for sure.
Tanner in the boo. Do you have any kind of sounder yet, Tanner?
No, not yet.
It's just like I'm Tanner.
Yeah, I'm here.
Sup?
Shows on a good note, or started on a good note.
Sup?
That's Tanner's tagline. Hey, I'm here and everything's working great. So, which it usually does with Tanner. I can't lie. Everything just works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick's still in New York.
Okay.
Is he still in New York? Have you
I
been
believe so.
corresponding with him?
Yeah, he texted me yesterday. He's like, "Can you do Maven?" And I said, "Si, senor." And he said, "Gracias."
That doesn't mean he's in New York.
Yeah, he's probably.
That means
probably
he's back
at
and
home right now.
comfortable.
It didn't feel like doing it.
And just said, I'm gonna sleep in.
Which is fine. We love when Tanner's here. So I mean, I'm not sweating it, but it's just like, yeah, that's definitely. I would be surprised if he's in New York.
Okay, Steve.
Hey, I will say, kudos to him, bro. He has had an epic trip. I've been following along with that. I mean, that dude did like that's why I want to go to New York with Nick, because he was putting his pictures out there, and he like, if you go to Disney with me, you're guaranteed you're gonna hit all the high points.
Right.
You're gonna be like, I feel like, oh my God, I've done it, because there's no way you can do everything. A place like New York's the same way, but like his trip is like, that's what I would want my trip to be. I'd want to see some Broadway shows. I'd want to go to a game of any. He went to a Rangers game and Knicks game, whatever, in the Garden. You know, I'd want to do all that. I'd want to go eat at like just this stereotypical New York bagel spot.
Right.
You know, just it would be all that. Yeah, and it looked awesome. So kudos to him.
Okay, so where do you want to start at, Steve?
Well, I mean,
to be a good show, where do we start?
Where do we start, or what do I care about? I mean, what I care about is what happened on Saturday.
Okay. Listen, that's more than fine. Like I said, if somebody wants to derail us with some Super Bowl stuff, or just it's any kind of Rick Pitino stuff.
Do you have anything right off the top of your head? I mean,
wait, that Super Bowl centric?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad game. The Eagles are awesome. Like I wouldn't even hate them. Like kudos to them.
I'm glad that the Eagles made me feel like I didn't have a chance to win the Super Bowl, because we talk about it all the time. You never get a team like my Lions. You never, like a team you're really rooting for. You never get a chance to have a Super Bowl level team and be that deep into the season with a Super Bowl level team. And I just watched it go to shreds. So I just had to kind of had to deal with it a little bit.
Yeah, they were awesome. I liked the halftime show. I thought that was just the ultimate. I mean, that poor bastard Drake. Like, God Almighty, dude.
It's just over for Drake.
Every time you think it gets worse, like you're like, oh, the Grammys, that was it. I mean, that's as bad as it gets. And then it's like, no, he did the halftime show with two of your ex-girlfriends. And just, I mean, just obliterated you. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know. Are we getting into feeling bad?
Yeah, that's exactly what.
I mean, obviously, you know, if accusations are true, I mean, no.
I mean, you've heard what he said, though. It's like, come on, like you said a lot of mean stuff too, Drake. yeah. Like the level. We're not gonna throw a pity party for Drake, but it's like, what is it?
Well,
don't the damn towel.
I just didn't want somebody to say, "Oh, you guys feel bad for a pedophile." No, obviously.
Oh God.
Like, yeah, but but it's like, God, dude. I mean, and last night was just like the coup de grace. Like that was just the kiss of death. Like, okay, it's official. Like, you're done. I mean, he even like mocked you for suing him. I mean, everything. He thought of everything.
But you have to mock him for suing as well.
The
Oh,
evil
yeah.
smile when he says, "Hey Drake," right into the
Oh.
camera. Oh, I felt that.
brutal.
I saw that
just
clip.
Brutal. Oh God.
I did see that.
Gotta look.
Okay.
And he brought in Samuel L. Jackson, who was awesome. So, yeah, it was great. It was a solid night. Whatever. Game sucked. Everything else was good.
Yeah, just
I had fun.
I went to Kroger early in the morning. It was packed, so I'm sure like people did the party it up real good.
Oh, Marcus, up and down my street, it was. I went somewhere else, but when I come back, I left where I was at about in the third quarter, and by the time I got, I mean, it was just packed. There was probably, which I love to see.
Yep.
There was probably 6 or 7 Super Bowl parties going on through here. So it was great to see people getting together, having a good time. So like I said, overall America won last night. It was fun. It was fun. So.
Okay, what do you care about, Steve?
Well, before that, what was real that I really cared about was sorry, I'll just tell you what just happened there. Xavier, are you on YouTube?
I am on YouTube.
Okay, Xavier, who the reason I'm home again is they're finally, by the grace of God, going back to school tomorrow.
What has the experience been like, Steve?
Just great. Just, we got a new dog, got a kid that's been home for a week and a half. Just fantastic. Everything's really good around here. But he was watching. He was coming in to tell me that we're on the TV. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just
so anyways,
I can actually hear you.
Yeah, there's that. No, man. Hey, Saturday. Just how? Okay. If you are a person who is, oh gosh, if you are a person who is opponent doesn't matter, or like
Oh yeah,
Miami sucks. You just got to win. Then listen, I'm just gonna tell you right now, and I don't like to do this because I know people do this sometimes, and it's kind of like, I get a little queasy with this because I like people to listen. But you are going to get really annoyed today. Just spare yourself the next 2 hours. Because if you are a it was Miami, I don't care. You have to beat Miami. There's nothing you can gain from that. Then just don't make yourself sick for the next 2 hours. Because I was almost as happy with that performance Saturday, and we'll get into why, as I've been with almost any performance all
year. That's a strong statement to start out with, Steve.
I know. Now,
which is the title of the show on the YouTube channel. Was this the best team win of the season?
Okay. I didn't even know that.
Okay. It's a good way to start.
Yes. I mean, listen. Let's just kick it right off the top. You don't have Chucky Hepburn. We find that out.
You don't have Chucky freaking Hepburn.
Yeah. I mean, not that he's on the koozie list or anything, so it doesn't matter. Right?
Right.
So
you're your all-world point guard.
Yeah. You don't have arguably the best point guard in the conference. Right off the top. Right? So, but hey, look, it's still Miami, right? So, it's Miami. I mean, yeah, they've jumped up. They've actually played decently the last few weeks, but whatever. It's still Miami. They're not great. So the ball tips. You play a little bit of the game. James Scott's front teeth get jammed into his gums. He's pouring down blood.
Hemorrhaging.
He's gone. Yeah, he's gone.
Listen,
that's it.
Not only is he gone, it's graphic.
Yes.
So everybody on the team saw that.
Everybody saw that.
You think you think that doesn't matter too?
Absolutely does. Absolutely does. So now I'm without. What would you say the two most important positions on the court, if you even are blessed enough to have these two positions?
You can't lose your point guard, and you can't lose your center.
The two spots you have no depth at. Like it's there's not really a center behind James, and there's not really a point guard behind Chucky. Okay. Now you're without both of them. But hey, Miami's gonna fold, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just Miami. Until guess what? Miami is playing one hell of a basketball game.
And just broke their losing streak. So they're feeling themselves a little bit.
So now I've got a kid that's dropping 16 in the first half. Okay?
Who's not their normal leading scorer.
No, he's playing his tail off. Now I have Abubakar Traore, who I love, guarding a 6'10 big man.
And Glenn Kidd.
Do you understand that there's a point in this game where I'm going, this is going to be a hell of a game. You're going to have to just get out of this one. I mean, this team's playing good. You're with 6 dudes. One of them is a freshman. One of them's only played a game.
A true freshman.
He's been out. Yeah. Like, this is what you have for the rest of the game.
One guy is returning from a 2-3 week injury hiatus.
Yeah, he's been out. Yes, I know. Like, on his hand. Like, he's been out. He's got screws in his hand. And this is what I have. I right then, Marcus. Now, and I wanted to say all that to say, I reset my entire mind. You can throw what Miami is out the door at that point. You're like, you're in a fight. Like, you cannot. And here's the thing. For everybody that says, well, you gain nothing from beating Miami. The hell you don't. You gain beating Miami. Because if you lost that game, it's a nightmare loss. So don't tell me I didn't
why would it be a nightmare loss?
It would have been a quad 3-4 loss on your resume. That's a seed line. You know what I mean?
At least
when they're scrubbing back and forth, that can be a seed line difference. So don't tell me I didn't gain anything. You know what I gained? Not losing to Miami.
Right.
That's a gain. And when I have no point guard, no center, I've got a freshman and this, and don't get me wrong, we're coming around. All that happens, and I pull that win out. Don't tell me I didn't gain anything. Oh, I gained a lot. Yeah.
And that's just on the resume side, Steve.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
That's just on the resume side. When you talk about
only resume side.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you talk about the game itself, as far as team, we are all we have team. When you're talking about, okay, we'll leave it at team. We won't get individual, just team.
Yeah, right.
I saw us have to execute to get buckets, execute the system. And Coach Kelsey said it. To his credit, he's saying he didn't add a bunch of sets to manufacture scoring, right? But it looked like they ran their normal motions with sharpness and intention. You know, like it looked like they were more focused on taking advantage of their opportunities instead of just, kind of, a lot of times you run the sets or you run the motions and you can see some guys look like they're just kind of going through the motion until the teammate gets the shot or, just kind of falling into their backup roles. Like a team full of, backup players or backup roles. it looked like everybody said, "No, I'm going to be a lead singer when I need to be the lead singer." You always make that reference of being lead singer.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Mhm.
all like nobody. You could see nobody was taking the sit back and wait approach.
No, absolutely. And I had 3 dudes that had to play the entire game. One played 40, two played 39. And my God, did they step up. I had a freshman who I said, "All right, baby, it's time to grow up."
It's time to grow up.
And he grew up. I had a guy that just come back off of injury who said, "Hey man, it's time. We can't be losing 50-50 balls. Look, when you throw a pass and you get it back and you have a lane, you got to go dunk the ball, son."
Isn't it ironic that I
And he
said
did just that.
who gets the who gets the talking to before the game? You know, in the individual way and in the team way, who gets to talk to? It looks like everybody got to talking to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like everybody got pulled out of the line.
Or that's just the culture, is find a way. Just find a way. And because, like
20
I said,
assists
20 assists
to 7.
from the team. You out-rebounded the team 39-33, essentially playing 6 guys for 30-plus minutes. Like of the game. Not they all played 30-plus minutes. You know what I mean? And you still out-rebounded. You out-rebounded a team 39-33 with a 6'5" guy guarding their 6'10" guy.
How much did we end up winning by?
10.
We end up winning by 10. Do you realize Miami was 33 of 65 and we were 33 of 67? They shot 50%. We shot 49%.
Yep.
Those 10 points were 11 for 31 or 6 for 21.
Yeah.
And 11 for 12 versus 6 of 12. 91% from the free throw line, Steve.
Yep.
That is locking in and saying, "Hey,
That's locking
yeah, that's locking in overall."
Yep.
28 defensive boards, 11 offensive boards. Almost 40 rebounds. Yeah, that was just locking in as far as team. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
there's
man.
nothing to that says strategy. You know, I mean, of course, strategy is you're gonna have to have your strategy, but there was nothing about that said the strategy was the difference. Like I said, you can go culture or you can go lock in. I was impressed.
I was extremely impressed, man, with what they did on Saturday. I mean, listen, I'm telling you, you can't. First off, nobody has faced the adversity injury wise that we faced this year, and then to get, I mean, Chucky was the one that you're like, you can't lose. Like,
Just do you hear your tone, Steve, when you just say you don't even consider that a possibility because it's like that can't happen.
yeah, right. Like, no, that's the season's over. Like, right. Like, if he goes down, like, we're done here, right? Like, we can just move on and say, hey, man, look, we love what Coach Kelsey's done.
Yeah. This is going to be an exercise in his coaching ability or his not ability. He just have fun watching him coach shorthanded.
But my God, Marcus, when he does go out, and I see a kid like Terrence Edwards come up with 27, 10, and 5. And you know what? If you've got 27 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds, I'll say it. He dang near had a triple-double. All right? I'll
Wait a minute. Explain. Listen, there are some people who don't know your reference. Explain that really quick.
Hey, listen, last week when Terrence Edwards he had like 21, 10, and 6.
Six assists.
6 assists. He said he almost had a triple-double, and I was like, No, he didn't. He did 4 more assists. He's like, yeah, that's almost a triple double. I'm like, son, shut up. Like, like, I'm not talking to you right now, okay? And but listen, when you've got 10 assists, 27 points, 5 rebounds are hard to come by still. But if you've done that much, gosh dang it, you almost had a triple double. And I'm gonna let you have it. All right. I mean, what a game. And you know what it did was it took away my fears that we're going to be in March. Chucky Hepburn's going to get in foul trouble. Because the last 2 games, before the last 2 games, I had that as one of the, like, in my mind, I've already created 2 or 3 scenarios that take us out.
See, you went tournament. Steve. I did.
Right,
listen, I did this. We got 8 games left. You will have the ability to steal, and I say steal, manipulate, whatever. If I'm in conspiracy theory mode, if it would benefit the entire SEC for Louisville to take some late losses, or just if you want to justify not, giving Chucky all conference or something, like just whatever. Like, if you want to steal some games from my team late down the stretch, it's so easy to do by tick on Chucky Hepburn. And that was a powerful fear down the stretch. Like to be on edge of one or 2 fouls is huge, because you take away his defensive prowess almost 100%.
Yeah.
With tic-tac, with some ticky-tack calls. But yeah, to your point, I didn't mean to hijack it, but yeah, you had it.
Right.
You had it in your mind that any game late, you get Chucky Hepburn in foul trouble. You're just out of here.
Hey, it's gonna kill us. Like there are self-destruct buttons that will kill us, and that's one of them. I don't know that I believe that anymore. Like, I think Louisville can beat teams. If now look, you can't lose Chucky for SC. I'm not saying that, but like, if you have a game that Chucky is in foul trouble, or you have a game where that the groin rears its head, or whatever,
that flares up.
Like, you can still win basketball games, and I have no doubt in my mind about that now. Like, Terrence Edwards can run this team,
and Rain Smith can light it up. He can change a game so fast, can he?
Oh, it's unreal. I mean,
it's lovely when you,
and it's beautiful because, like, he doesn't get in slumps. Like, the last 2 games, he hasn't shot the ball as well, but like, you're like, yeah, but it's coming. I mean, like, it's not going to be one of those things where, oh my God, you remember that month slump that Rain Smith had? Like, it's like, no, he'll be fine.
I can't believe how complimentary it's like we have a team full of good long rebounders or something.
Mm-hmm.
And just when you see a shot go up, and just the fact that you see Traore or Javon Hadley come up with an offensive rebound, isn't it almost?
They step back. They step back. They get it. They play with these guys all. Look, I'm telling you, even at the college level, man, the one thing about coaching that I have caught on to quick is when the shot goes up, everybody goes to the rim. And it's like, if you can keep the discipline to, when a three-pointer goes up, to take a step back first and then go read it, you're going to get the board. I haven't done the math, but I'm going to say 80% of the time it's going to go. Oh, and this team does a great job at that. Watch how many times, you know how we talk about box out, box out? Our team does a great job at almost running it like a screenplay in football.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be like, oh man, nobody's here, I'm going to crash. And it's like, and the ball will go right over your head, straight to one of our guys, and now they've got you on their back. And it happens all the time in our games. It's not that they don't box out; it's that they're letting them go. Like it's either going to go in or it's going to fly over your head.
Or yeah, you're gonna get pinned underneath.
Yeah, our team is incredibly disciplined at that. And again, we shoot a lot of threes. So like
that has to be incorporated in. Yeah, the amount of threes. Yep.
In.
Yeah,
Sure,
crossing the middle as a 2 guard on the rebound is a strategy.
100%. Absolutely, 100%. And that's what this team does. It's incredible to watch.
I'll tell you what.
I mean, I know such a ferocious rebounder like yourself would know that.
That, like I said, my appreciation for the average rebound has just grown so much over the years. Like, have you seen 3 more impressive rebounds than Traore and Kenai Roos? Like watching them go for the ball.
Oh no, it's listen, it's a skill. It's a skill.
No, I was totally impressed. I tell you what, we'll keep.
Yeah, let's take a break. Let me tease something on the other side really quick.
Okay.
Pat Kelsey was on his ACC call here in the last 10 minutes or so while we were talking, and he's given a couple updates about James Scott, Chucky Hepburn, and some stuff. So we'll get to that.
Updates on the other side. Quick commercial break on 93.9 The Ville.
We are right in the heart of winter, so it's time to ask yourself if you're heating.
What's going on?
Hello?
Yes.
I'm listening.
No, okay, all right. It was just like super quiet. I was like, wait a minute, did I get disconnected?
Are you using a phone or the computer?
The phone.
Okay.
We're coming back in 90, so you're good.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no, everybody's fine. It was just like eerily quiet. I let the dog out, so I never know what kind of debauchery is going on out there.
Just Xavier, look out.
Yeah.
Watch the dog. Snitch if you have to.
Yeah.
Terrence did go get some buckets, didn't he?
He did, dude. 27. I mean, that's like, I feel like we've put up close to 30 so many times this year that it's like getting overlooked at how impressive that is at Louisville. Like, that doesn't happen a lot. Like, we've got guys going for almost 30 on a nightly basis now. It's like, yeah, guys, like, I mean, that doesn't.
Yeah, that's a
crossed
huge
30, what, twice?
These are huge numbers.
All right, coming back in 30.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. I think Russ went over 30 like twice.
Same with me. I think I had it once or twice.
Right. Like, and you're talking about some of the most prolific scorers in the history of Louisville. And like, it's and not
Vano begins at 5:30 with live play-by-play at 7 o'clock. And then directly following network postgame, it's the Coors Light postgame show with Ethan Moore. It's all Wednesday on your home for the car. 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app.
At dfhcompany.com. Make sure you look into the Mitsubishi Mini Split, like the one we use at the 939 Studios for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. The phone lines are open. Steve, what's up with the updates?
Well, as of now, Coach Kelsey has put out a couple of small updates. Yeah, look, as I click on it, like, isn't that funny? Like, isn't that hilarious? Like, it's like the phone is like, hey, here it is. Anyways, as far as Chucky Hepburn goes, this is I'm reading off Jody Demling's Twitter here.
Okay.
Says he continues to be day-to-day, but added that we are hopeful for Wednesday, but nothing is set in stone. That sounds like as long as we don't have any kind of setback, the plan is for him to play on Wednesday. Is that kind of how you take that? Or, I mean, you can fight back on that. I don't.
You know what I think? And again, we're just in 100% speculation mode. But you know what I'm thinking, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
We play on Wednesday.
And there goes the dog past the office with the shoe.
he's a shoe
yeah,
snatcher.
for people that don't know, I left the dog out. The golden doodle, Chase, I've left him out, and I told Marcus in the break, I was like, I can only imagine the debauchery that's. But Marcus, I'm getting a soft heart, and he's going to be in his cage later for a little extended period of time, just because the way we have a game tonight, Charity doesn't get off. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I can't put him up while I'm doing the show. Like,
I get it.
I'm not, I'm
Softy Steve.
Yeah, I'm not leaving the dog in the cage all day long. I just can't do it. Like, he doesn't. That's not why you have a dog. But as I'm watching, I have French doors, which they're beautiful, in the office. But I wish they were covered, because now I just, like, he goes by, he comes back with a shoe. He goes by, he comes. I'm like, oh my God.
Are they different shoes?
No.
He has a favorite.
Yeah, they're Crocs. He loves to chew on Crocs, and I'm like, oh, sweet Jesus. So, anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
It's all good. So this is what I'm thinking, Steve, and this is probably 90% made up, but
Okay.
this is me just tapping into the universe and thinking of this tactic.
Okay.
Let's have we played Saturday, did a lot of film, probably had a good, got up a sweat for a good workout. Then you get to Monday. Let's see what kind of practice we get on Monday. Let's see. We play Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
We play Wednesday. Let's have 2 practices and see how I feel about my team. Because isn't there like a 5-day break between NC State and the next game?
We have a decent. Let me look at the schedule. We have a decent break coming up here soon.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it's after the NC State game.
Oh, it is. It's Wednesday to Sunday.
Okay, Wednesday to Sunday.
Yeah, we don't typically, and for people, if you think, well, that's not that much of a break, it really is this time of year because typically you will play on a Saturday, so we get an extra day in between, and we're just at South Bend, so it's not a ton of travel.
Right.
That's a same day trip. So.
Listen, I don't want to lose, and listen. Again, as long as you people have ever heard me on the radio, I don't scoff at a game, a single game, a single solitary game. So,
because Marcus, you've tipped the ball against teams that people are like, this team sucks, and you're like, this is not easy.
my gravestone phrase would be, this is difficult. It's all difficult. It's really difficult.
Steve Rummage is like, this team sucks. You should kill them.
The first 3 years of radio with Steve.
Yeah.
Was, Marcus, I don't care. You should go in there and beat him. I don't care how you beat him. You should beat him.
People say it all the time. They're like, what's Marcus think about you coaching now? I'm like, he loves it. I'm like, he's like, finally. You see what I see.
Yes, how difficult it is to get 5 people to do the right thing on one single possession, Steve.
And I'll tell you, it's impossible. It's not possible.
It's impossible to get 5, and those are high schoolers, Steve.
You know what it's like to scout all week, to do stuff all week. The ball is tipped, and within 30 seconds, you're like, the hell are y'all doing?
It's trying to listen. It's like trying to wash 5 cats simultaneously who all don't like to get wet. Just it's tough, like, again, it's tough.
I love it, man.
Point being, what if you have 2 really good practices and then you look over at Chucky and
you play Chucky.
You play Chucky, Steve.
Yeah, there's no answer here that doesn't end with you play Chucky.
I know.
Yeah. What if he's not cleared till 30 minutes before the game? He's playing.
What if in the middle of the game he says, Coach, I really, this adrenaline's kicking in. I really feel good.
You playing? It's Chuck. And no, and you're. I mean, I'm being funny, but you're right. But I do think you know what I'm saying too. When it's that guy, it's like, to me, it's always, if he's ready, you play. Now, if you feel as though, obviously this is not a terrible injury. Look, I said it the day after it happened. You agreed with me. I think everybody agrees with me. I asked Coach Lieberman. He said the same thing. Look, Chuck's going to deal with this all year. It's just
no matter if he gets 10 days.
Yeah, it's not going away. Like, he's going to fight this groin.
Not to mention, I don't want him to lose his timing.
Right, and that's
by over resting.
Yeah, especially because, the next 3 games are significantly tougher than the last 3. You're at NC State, you're at Notre Dame, and you're bringing Florida State back from a talent scale. I mean, Georgia Tech was pretty good. I think a lot of Georgia Tech actually, but But I mean, you know, I still think these are places like NC State is like the basketball version of, to me, like a Miami, a Florida State football, where you're like, they're always going to have a lot of talent. And you're going to Raleigh. It's an on-campus arena. It's always going to be tough. South Bend, they play tough defense. It's another on-campus arena. It's always going to be a good atmosphere. Like, these are two tough places to go play back-to-back in a week. It's not easy to just go win at those two. I mean, like, I know that's what we want to look at it as, is, you should just go win. Well, by the way, let me fit this in here too really quick, because the other update he gave was on James Scott. He said that they are very, very confident. Wednesday. So
wait, you totally cut out.
Play for sure. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you actually, whatever you did, you sound great now. Your levels went up a lot.
Yeah, no, I hit when I was clicking on that video or clicking on the tweet, I hit a video and it just popped up as a video and then it shuts me off. Stupid. But he said he's very, very confident James Scott will play on Wednesday at NC State. So I think we can, you know, the rumors are out there. We're probably going to get a masked James, probably for the rest of the regular season at least. But I would be surprised if we didn't see him.
Okay, but
hopefully it gives him like superpowers, like when Kobe or LeBron had the mask.
Oh, I know, just like Mask James. It's just crazy.
B sports psychology. What do you say to James Scott, sports psychologist? How do you think he responds?
I mean, does he have a problem? I don't, you know, I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, is he, I would have to talk to the kid first. I mean, okay, so is this me talking to him assuming that he's got an issue with what happened? Like, because
what would be your recommendation to him? Like, how would you tell him to get through this?
James, you're really not that physical anyway. So, like, the odds, I mean, it wasn't like you got hit in the mouth, son. It was a freak accident. The kid fell in your head. I mean, I don't mean that negative. I mean, do you think, look, I feel like Joakim Noah, do you think James Scott's physical? I don't know. He's not.
I've never heard anyone want to go to.
He is.
Yeah. Thank you, Tanner.
You can't play that position. You can't play that position and not be physical. I think we're just saying that because, like, we want you to be more physical.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. James Scott's not really the type that's going to get. It's going to be foot fighting and get bowed in the mouth. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's like, son, you're wearing a mask.
You have a protective mask on now. Nothing can damage you at this point.
See, I think he'll play better because of that. I think that mask, man, gives you a little bit of a I've got nothing to lose.
If you're his teammate, is it too soon to make a joke?
Nah, because it sounds like James is a funny guy on the team anyways. Like, you remember preseason, they were like, who's the funniest guy on the team? He got like 3 or 4 people were like, oh, it's James. He's hilarious. So, I mean, you know, I'm sure he probably come back and had the first crack at it. But I think the mask is going to let him play a little bit of, you know, if he does end up wearing a mask, I mean, which it sounds like he's going to, I think it's going to give him a little bit of a nothing to lose type mentality.
Yeah,
a lot of guys play better in that. You know,
yeah,
it's like
chip on your shoulder. Like I said, when I got my lip busted, I was just so angry. Or, you know, you get the big inner arm scratch.
Oh, yeah.
Right? When you get one of those, you just, because the sweat burns it real good.
Oh, it burns so bad.
And you're like, who the got nails out here? And Steve,
one of the best games I ever had in my life, Marcus, was I was in high school and I got my eye split right underneath my eye. So I put on one of them little Nelly bandages, you know, at the time. And it was like,
Steve, you would have done anything to be able to put a Nelly Band-Aid on.
God, I was so pumped. look, the moment it happened, blood's coming down my face. I'm like, yes.
I'm going down.
They're like, hey, we can do this. I'm like, no, you bandaged it up. I want it right there. But it was like, I mean, dude, I remember I had like 15 in the second half. I was like, it was great. And I wasn't like a scorer like that, but it was like, yeah, no, this is awesome. I don't because like I had nothing. Look, y'all see, I got busted in the face. If I play like crap from here on out, like, dude, my eyes swelling up. Like, what do y'all want? So it was
wait a minute, Steve. Freeze. I want you to go to the YouTube channel and tell me, is this legit? Please go do that because this. Hold on. Are you there yet? Are you there yet, Steve? Are you there yet, Steve? Oh no. Let me make sure I didn't lose them, good people. Steve, look, Tanner, it's Steve. Can you hear clear, Tanner?
Yeah, I don't hear him though.
Okay. Look, he probably snatches. He heard the horn. Well, anyway, people, I was trying to get Steve to go to the YouTube channel because we have an official Pop Scott sighting. Pop Scott says he's here for the smoke. He says, son, you're open territory. His dad says, I'm his dad. Hell no, make a joke. I have. So we got the we got the open we have the open door to make our James Scott jokes. I hope he doesn't carry any
Hey, sorry, I'm back.
Okay, did you see it?
Yeah, I'm pretty. I mean, the guy looks just like you. I'm pretty sure it's legit.
Yeah. I just, look. You know how you have to have a backup person before you read a text or something to say, let me make sure I'm not getting hosed on this one. But welcome, Pop Scott. Right.
Absolutely.
So yeah, he's saying young fellas fair game, Steve.
No, I mean, like I said, he's got a great, like, everybody that's around him. He's quiet on the court, but everybody that's around him is like, oh, he's fantastic. Like, yeah, no, he's like the best teammate you'd ever have. Like, so no, I think.
Yeah, he's too good of a teammate. I don't like that.
He'll get nastier. He's already gotten nastier. Like
Pop Scott, I need
heard that sentence.
I need him to hang on the rim, Pops. Get his money's worth.
I know, because he looks ferocious. Like, listen, it's the Steve Enoch thing. Like, Steve Enoch looked ferocious when he dunked the basketball. You were like, God. And James is the best dunking big man in America. Like, it's not.
You see what he does, Tanner? You get the Pops in the chat. Steve said he is literally the Montrez on steroids.
Hey, I went from James is not physical.
He's practically Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Hey, a minute and a half ago, I was like, James not real physical. You know, he's just not a physical big man. To now, I'm like, he will eat your heart out of your body.
Yeah, I'm glad I now have a direct line to say, hey, hang on the rim, get your money's worth.
no, absolutely.
Yeah,
but it does sound like all will be. I mean, listen. It's not one of those things where you're like, man, the only thing he did was got his teeth jammed up in his mouth. Like, yeah, screw off, okay? But it's not all that happened. But it is one that probably doesn't mean you miss any time, you know, like after the fact. So, yeah.
Yeah, just timing. The only thing I worry about is timing with both. Just the timing on Chucky.
Well, I don't know, not so much with James. I mean, he only missed, he missed he played for 7 minutes. I mean, you're talking, 30 minutes of game time. Like, I think he'll be, and listen, we'll get into it probably more tomorrow and definitely Wednesday. But I mean, he's going to be going up against an old friend.
Ooh.
So, and if you can throw out how any way Brandon's played for the rest of the year. He's going to play his tail off on Wednesday. And listen, whether you agree, you got a nasty taste in your mouth from the last couple of years or whatever, when Brandon locks in, Brandon's tough. Like, Brandon Huntley had to play.
That's
like,
what
he's not.
that's what pissed everybody off.
I know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, yeah, like that kid can go, man. So like, I mean, it's gonna be a battle, man. And that goes back to what I'm saying though. When people are like, "Hey, you just got to beat NC State," I'm like, "Jesus Christ, guys!"
It's tough. It's tough, man. I tell you what, play us out, Tanner. On the second half of the hour, we got to go individuals. We really got to go heavy individual, heavy nerd stuff. Get it out everybody's system. Make sure the phone lines are open. 8150-939 is the number. 3831-939 is the text line. However, we're on a location today, so it would be better to tag us on Twitter. You know, Steve's.
I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. We can do more text line. We apologize.
Cool. 93.9 The Ville. Oh. Mm. Yeah, it's awesome getting it's awesome getting the parents in here, ain't it?
Oh, I know, right?
Mm.
Yeah, that definitely looks like him though. So
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to get a second pair of eyeballs on it real quick, see if there's something I ain't noticed. No, it's all good though.
that's great.
So listen, when you got knocked off and you got back on, the sound went up and it got really good for a little bit. Do you remember doing anything different?
No, I just clicked on a video, and when I clicked on the video, I guess it brings my sound down.
Yeah, it messed you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have other apps running in the background when you're on?
No, I try not to.
No.
I mean,
okay, unless you like.
Yeah, I mean, I usually got Twitter on. Yeah, as I say, I usually got Twitter on. I'll try to take them all off this segment here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I end up having to cut you down a little bit, but
okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'll just mess with it. I'll text you if it sounds off or something.
Okay.
All right. Tanner, how much time we got?
We got like 90 seconds.
Okay, cool.
All right, coming back in 30.
Cool.
Paul Rogers and Bob Valvano begins at 5:30 with live play-by-play at 7 o'clock. And then directly following network postgame, it's the Coors Light postgame show with Ethan Moore. It's all Wednesday on your home for the Cards, 93.9 The Ville and the ESPN Louisville app.
Oh. Back. One of the newest members of the team, that would be One Kentuckiana Pump Sales for every home, building, business, or municipality that all rely on the movement these pumps provide. The moment you need a water or sewage pump, you should be thinking Kentuckiana Pump Sales. They're like our first responders or essential personnel. Over 36 years of experience, best service, fairest possible price, and it's right over in Jeffersonville, Indiana. People, go see Harold or go see Mark. They'll find out exactly what you need. Utilities, sump, affluent, grinder, sewage, anything you need. 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, of course. Or you can give them a call, 812-725-9217, or simply visit KentuckianaPumps.com. Right? Okay.
All right.
Individuals, do you start at the top or do you save the best for last when you talk about this game? Now, we've talked about better team win you've seen all year, the most step-up guys, or do you want to start from the top? I don't want to say top down, but front to back.
No, I mean, for me, it would. I mean, you could do it either way because I can end
just
with
randomize it then.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I can end with a bang either way we go.
And by the way, the phone lines are open, 8150-93.9 is the number if you want to jump in here. I'm listening, Steve.
I would prefer to start with Kenai Roos.
Ooh.
Like, I just loved him the other day.
I'm listening.
I thought okay, he's a kid who, and I say kid, not disrespectfully, but just on this team, I mean, that's what he is. But he's getting into that. Okay, we're into February now. Where he plays, it just kind of affects his minutes, and it's no real fault of his, but he has a tendency to come in. Up to Saturday, he had been a guy for me that come in and he showed you flashes of next season. And you were like, oh, man, this kid's great. Oh, yeah, he's going to be fantastic. This year, this is what he is, but, man, he can be fantastic. On Saturday, he was asked to be that a little more on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked into that game probably never thinking he was going to play 25 minutes.
You think he came into the game thinking he even with Chucky out?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he knew he was going to get 25 minutes on yesterday. I mean, but then when James goes out on top of it, and you get him coming in, and I mean, he had 9 and 6, but how many big defensive plays did he make? How many of those 6 rebounds were just big boards, 50-50 balls when we needed them?
Listen, his closeout. I think last game, one of the more recent games, I was a little disappointed with his closing out. Actually, it was the game. It was Atlanta, I believe.
Yep. It was. Yeah, it was because he wasn't great there.
Yeah, a couple of closeouts. I'm like, you didn't look violent. You didn't look desperate. You know, and but you had been the whole year. And I was always trying to make sure I said, people, he's closing out like he wants minutes. He's closing out on defense, and that's disturbing for his size and speed, closing out aggressively, and it puts you in a dangerous situation to get your ankles broke. You know what I'm saying? Just
absolutely,
just closing out like that. So, I feel like I got it back this last game. So that's kind of one of the things that jumped off the page at me right at the beginning.
And I thought he did such a great job at getting to the rim. The only possession for him was the one where he took a 3. It got tipped around, it got back, and they threw it back to him, and he took another one. And this is me kind of nitpicking.
Mm-hmm.
Not that those were bad shots, especially in the offense that we run, but I love him playing downhill right now. Like, I think he'll develop into, like, especially next year, when the roster's different, I think he's going to be one of our better shooters. Like, he can really shoot the ball.
Yeah, good form.
But he is so good and dangerous downhill. And we say it all the time. He's kind of the one guy that you're like, talent-wise, can make you go, oh, man, we don't got one of those. I mean, just his height, his ability.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I mean,
If our team wasn't
the fast break.
Yeah, if our team wasn't shaped the way it was, like, the irony is, like, we see a lot of talent on a lot of rosters. Irony is, he, just because of the style, the Rain Smith element, the Traore element, the Javon Hadley age element, he's really getting log jammed, at his position. It's like, that's unfortunate.
Absolutely.
Let me get to the phone lines really quick. Chris, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, Chris.
What's up, man? Rummage?
Chilling.
What's up, man?
Man, I was wondering, because I'm on here killing the text line. So, this is the first I'm gonna say.
We've just been ignoring it.
Here's the first thing I want to say. Congratulations to Jalen Hurts and Barkley, but F the Eagles. That's all. I'm happy for those two dudes.
What about Makai?
I'm sorry, Makai. For sure. I'm glad he came back. He showed a lot of heart and came back. Steve, we Cowboy fans. We ain't for this. We gotta get
absolutely. Totally agree.
So here's the next thing. Everybody's talking about Chucky's loss. Hands down, losing Chucky hurt us. But Terrence can step in. The thing that hurts the most is when Scott goes out, because he's point guard B. Everything runs through him. Every time we're on offense, he touches the ball. He sets the screen. He gets people open. He gets the spacing together. And when we lost him, you can see T. Edwards have to do a lot of one-on-one stuff, which is not really what we do. and I'm so glad that Rain Smith didn't listen to Steve and hit all the shots that Belichick out on bad possessions. You know, it's cute when he doesn't, but godly, we needed him to bail us out a lot the last game. People don't understand. If we lose that game, they talk about us on SportsCenter. But because we won it, they ain't got nothing to say because every loss from here on out is a killer for us. Whatever line we're going to be on, we got to be the first number on that line so we can get a good seed, a good location. And there's no games that are going to help us, but they're all going to kill us. So our guys, the focus that Pat Kelsey gives them, the fact that, you know, a lot of people say this cliche, next man up, it's a real thing for our team. Trainier came in and just looked like a monster. That dude may have been 6'10", but he ain't got the strength the Trainier got. He treated that dude like he was 6'5". And the rebounds that he got, oh, my God, I thought he was going to go back up and flush. But, I'm just so happy with this team. And we need Scott back. You will have to hide Chucky's uniform for him not to play Wednesday. He sat there and he said, I was cooperative this game, and I watched this game, but I'm not watching anymore. I promise you'll have to hide his uniform to get him out of the game Wednesday. I'll get off and I'll listen to you guys.
I appreciate it, man. Well,
I agree.
First off, by the way, I love their uniforms. I didn't think I would like those. Just seeing the picture of them, be like, it's got the logo up there. You've got the, I thought they were fantastic looking. I just love them.
I hate black uniforms.
Well,
Jerks.
You're boring.
No, it's
see,
Coach
it's not,
wouldn't let us wear them, so I'm gonna hate. I'm gonna hate on all black uniforms. And
it's not just me. See, look, we get Pop Scott on the text line, and now people are calling in like, he's basically a point guard. It's not just me. James Scott basically the point.
Oh no, I'm sorry. See, I took a big swig of water and it was getting ready to come out. James Scott is all of a sudden turned into what'd you say, Steve? A point guard. The offense runs through James Scott, and I don't know what coach is thinking every time he takes him out the game. The rotation of James Scott 4 minutes into the game has got to be changed.
We do love James.
I do hate seeing him go out at the 4-minute mark too.
Yeah, I would move that around a little bit, but I think it's more strategic.
But to Chris's point, the Rain Smith offensive separation, the spacing, and the James Scott lob threat is you can't play our style without those two.
Mm-hmm.
Just our offensive design really, you get threat. The threat is from that lob spot, and when you put Rain in the corner and James down there, and you have Chucky working, towards the middle. Okay, let's get back to individuals because that was kind of a big picture. Moving forward, do you think that Kenai Roots, would that be considered a breakout, or he was forced to play and he just stepped up? Do you think he learned anything? Do you think he got over anything, confidence-wise, psychological, anything like that? Because that's what
as far as
Kenai Roots. Because here's the thing.
Oh yeah.
You spend your year. Listen, we said it a couple weeks ago. It said the biggest jump that can be made in an 8-game stretch would be Kenai Roots.
Yeah, I think so. And when you see that, I don't know that you can tap into, like, Kenai Roots has the ability to play in the NBA. You're not going to tap into that this year, right? But I absolutely think, you asked for it. Hey, you've been complaining all year, and I think it's a valid complaint about our transition. Can anybody just get the ball, go up, and make a play? Well, he can. He showed you that.
Did he look like he was going to pass the rim again, Steve, or is it just me?
Yeah. No,
what are
dunks
they doing?
From behind the rim. It's weird. It is very odd.
Yeah, jump sooner.
Yeah, I know.
Jump sooner. Y'all, I swear to God, him and Abubakar, they look like they're going to run past the rim before they take off.
But I mean, you're seeing though we have guys with that ability. I mean,
He did
what do you
punch.
think that
He
does
did
for
punch.
James Scott?
That's the wait.
Or James Scott. See, Kenai Roos. See, the whole show. It's the James Scott show.
Yeah,
now.
listen, that's actually kind of where I was going. A dunk that goes down. I mean, he leads the team in missed dunks, probably. Yeah,
Definitely the most impressive misses.
talking about Kenai Roos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now you got the contact that you got on that. You know, you got the across the body contact. You concentrated on finishing the dunk. Got it.
Shout
down.
out to Lorenzo Wade, who was there this weekend.
Was at
He
the game.
missed. Yeah, like at the 05 team, Lorenzo Wade, he missed so many dunks that you were like, everybody was staring at each other like, you think he could do that?
Sidney Curry.
Could he actually hit? Could he hit that? Yeah, Sidney Curry was there.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I did see it. Look, and I caught
Good
him
for
right,
him.
right
Good for
when it
Big
was.
Sid. Man.
Yeah, right when it was panning by. I was like, "It's Sidney Curry."
Good for Big Sid.
Okay.
Happy to see that.
He gets the dunk. Do you think it like you know me? I'm about timing. You know, like, and it only takes one. So I kind of felt that way with the Noah Waterman one, and then he had the chance later on and didn't try to dunk it.
Yeah.
How angry
No,
was I, Steve?
Oh, of course. But I mean,
The first
But,
one
like-
I was excited about though.
but I thought about you immediately because I mean, listen, he makes one pass, he gets it back, and he made his mind up. I'm going up dunk this basketball. When he took off, you were like,
he saw runway. And when he does put the ball in one hand, like use it as momentum,
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, okay, he's definitely gonna try to dunk that.
yeah, no, absolutely, and it was, I mean that's good to see because I mean we saw two dunks, full court and a half court that we haven't got to see yet.
Trey already got one in the half court.
Yep. Yeah, but he does that. He does that. I'm talking more of the we haven't got to see a transition dunk like that. We haven't got to see a Noah Waterman give and go punch it in the half court, like that.
Okay, so who's player number 2?
I mean, probably would have to at that point. I would flip over to the other side and go to Terrence Edwards. I mean, just as good as he was. I mean, he really, and again, we can look at the numbers, and obviously they're really good, 27, 10, and 5. But he really ran the team well. Like he ran the team well in that spot, right? And it was more than just the scoring. It was more than just because, like 27, and you would think, well, Terrence played point. The ball was in his hands, and he just kind of shot hunted and went for,
See that I want to kind of fight against you and just say it was still the machine. The machine was just the machine.
Yeah.
The ball finds the best players in a good unselfish team.
Right.
The ball finds the good players at the right situations. Again, at first I had a narrative made up in my mind that Terrence Edwards took over in the absence of Chucky Hepburn. Then I watched the game again and I watched it again. And then I'm like, okay, now this is what it looks like when Chucky goes out and we play good. Right. And I'm like,
yeah,
I'm giving him props without making it about him, if that makes sense. I'm trying to give him props and say,
well, but I still think you got to give him some was saying he could have stopped the ball a lot.
Okay.
I mean, that's his mentality is, he's a scorer. Like, I don't think of him as a point guard. And to me, the ball in his hand, that was one of my worries was he may be a little bit of a ball stopper without, like, almost once it,
without
not
Chucky
that he's
controlling
not that
the
he's
tempo.
selfish. Yeah, but like once it, a little bit of the Allen Iverson where he said, hey, if I pass it and it comes back, I'm going to shoot it, like,
y'all must not want to shoot it.
Yeah, right. So, but I did wonder if there would be a lot of that. Like Terrence kind of, once he passed it in his mind, he became a 2 guard again. and now I'm playing, and I mean, whatever, 2 guard, 3. I'm not a big numbers guy, but like, especially in basketball nowadays, but he didn't. He kept his head and he would come back and he was like, okay. And sometimes he would go score, but it was like, it never felt unnatural. Like if you watched that game and I said, that's our point guard, you didn't know anything about Louisville, you'd be like, man, that kid, he's a hell of a point guard.
Yeah, I still feel like he could have, outside of the 10 assists, I feel like he could have had that game. Maybe if you cut the assist down by like 4.
I feel like could he still have had that game at the other position?
Even if Chucky was playing,
100%.
He could have had that exact same game.
I totally agree with you. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely. I think that's kind of what I'm just impressed with. It still looked the same. It looked like the same team. Rain Smith got his looks. Again, I respect the players on Miami. Now, they're not good as a team, but individual, they got some talent over there. And I like how we took advantage of them. We said, hey, these guys, they don't move their feet well off the ball. Offensively, they can go at you. Defensively, we should be able to get some easy stuff. Javon Hadley, was Javon Hadley in?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he had, am I allowed to use the shake the old, like, hey man, he didn't have nothing to shake a stick at or whatever, like the old dad. But I mean, when you look at what he did. I mean, he had 39 minutes and
that's what I'm saying.
12, 7, and 2. I mean,
where's he at? Yep.
I mean, that's the same.
7 rebounds, 12
points,
2 assists. I'm looking at it, man. And he played good defense.
I mean, listen, man, when Javon had, or when Terrence has 27 and Rain has 26, like point totals are going to be down across the board.
And
right?
what did we finish at? 88?
88. I mean, you're talking almost over half the points were right there from 2 guys. Like, you're not going to have everybody. There's not going to be another, 20-pointer or whatever.
Okay, before we cut to break, Rain Smith, tackle of Rain Smith. First of all,
a great all-around game.
It was really funny when Rain Smith, you could see his lips say, "How did that not go in?"
I know. Oh my God, the and one would have been an and one.
What would that arena have done if that basketball rolled in, Steve?
Oh, just slow around the rim and drop.
Oh God, everybody's heart just. Oh,
yeah.
I'm doing that because you thought it had a shot, but the more you see a ball, he's like, "Nah, they got too much spin on it. That's coming out."
Hey, what about this though? What about this? To your point about it being a little, not taken away from Terrence, but it being a little bit of systematic. What about Rain Smith with 5 assists? Like that. I didn't know
he had 5 assists.
It almost feels like, hey, we'll let's committee this a touch. Like I said, not taken away from Terrence Edwards, because I still think Terrence Edwards had the bulk of you've got to kind of get it going. Yeah, but what about 5 assists from your partner next to you? Like that's
tough,
a big help, man.
It's funny. Yeah. It's funny by the kind of by the end of the game, I was when I was thumbnailing and everything, I was like, okay, what do you think about that backcourt, Marcus? If that was your team and your backcourt, what would you think about them? If let's just say Terrence Edwards Jr. and Rain Smith were the backcourt for for said team, you'd be like,
I'm perfectly fine with
you. Yep, you'd be like, those two, hey man, we let's put them on. Let's put them on a random ACC team. If they were Cal,
Marcus, I'm not scared of them for Louisville being the backcourt. It would, when we say that right now, let me be clear. It would just be the fact of the injuries and the depth we have. Mm-hmm. Like now, say that was our backcourt. We never landed Chucky, but we have another big man or something,
right.
And Case and Pryor's still healthy.
Right.
You're like, Oh well, I love our backcourt.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
you would say those dudes can play. If you put them on another team, you say, yeah, those dudes can play. Man, we got to deal with that.
I just don't want to sound like we're talking out of both sides of our mouth when we're like, well, you can't lose Chucky. It's like, well, that's because the situation we find ourselves in now. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
help wise.
Listen, those two, if I'm playing against those two guys right there, I'm not sleeping well at night. Like, man, we got to deal with that Edwards kid. We got to deal with that shooter kid on that team. Man, it's like, geez.
Marcus, between the two of them, you got 15 assists, 9 rebounds, and over 50 points? I mean, you're talking 53 points between the two of them?
And they played good D. Listen, my guy got hot a little bit on Terrence, but he made him work for every bucket for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, well,
go ahead.
And Stanton McCray, I mean, he had the game. I mean, he had one of his, I don't want to say the game of his life, like just take away from him. Like we can't play the game of his life.
He'll never do that.
And Matthew Cleveland's a stud. I mean, Matthew Cleveland's a 5-star coming out of high school, went to Florida State, was a stud. He's an all ACC guy. Like, he's a stud. I mean,
why do I feel like he went to
the
Syracuse
dunk he had.
Was there another Syracuse dude like him that with a whole bunch of hops?
Yes.
A super athletic, light-skinned dude who just would always.
It was. Oh, you're thinking of. Are you thinking of Wesley Johnson?
Maybe.
Kind of looked like him a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
That was back a few years ago.
Okay,
but
maybe
yeah,
that's what it is. He left a little.
That was like 2011, 2010. But yeah, he was a stud. He ended up going top 10 in the draft. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Point being, what did Cleveland finish with?
21.
Matthew Cleveland had 20. Look, those had to be blowout points because I didn't feel like he had effective scoring.
Well, I don't know, but as good as the dunks we had, he had the dunk of the day. I mean, that was, and he's done that all year to teams. Like, that's not the only time
he's gotten one or two of those every game.
Yeah, like
the
that's
entire year,
dude.
I was going to say,
young center was like,
I should have
cool.
I should have did a better job of preparing people. Like, hey, he's going to have one highlight that is going.
Oh man, you could hear the crowd. I mean, the crowd was like, "Touche, good job." Yeah, that's good. That was fantastic.
That was hey, that was awesome. Good job.
Yeah, it really was, man. Like, hey, it's a savvy. We're one of the smartest fan bases. We're a savvy basketball fan base. I've watched us give a standing O to a kid just for dominating a mid-major kid, where you're like, he was awesome. Like, and just when he goes out, just watch the crowd. Like, hey.
And you know,
you're fantastic.
Nobody batted an eyelash at Traore.
No.
Not an eyelash. Did Terrence?
No, absolutely not.
Did Terrence get a little bit of that too? Boubacar was the help, and Terrence was the main defender.
Terrence was guarding him.
Okay,
but Boubacar's the one that got caught because he come over and went up with it. I mean, like, he's the one that he got Jalen. He got Jalen. Like, you're gonna end up on the poster.
I'm so glad we're not insecure enough not to challenge dunks. That's another thing I really respect about our team, man.
And they got right back and went to work. Like, yeah, good play. I mean, look, when your home arena,
we're gonna talk about it in the locker room a little bit, but you might as well just say, listen, Traore, just come to the locker room and say, he did kind of give me, didn't he? And just everybody goes,
yeah, I'd say, yeah,
he got you. But good help. Appreciate the help. I was spending. Steve, go check on that kid. Hey, Tanner, let's take a quick commercial break. Get our last reset.
The kid is with the dog now in the other room. I have no idea what.
I thought I heard him. I'm just like, yeah, that'd be a good time for a little break.
Yeah, that'd be a great time for a break.
93.9 The Ville.
This is Dr. Patel with New Horizons Foot and Ankle. If you're battling foot and ankle pain, dealing with sports injuries, looking for peak performance laser treatments, or even custom orthotics, we've got the advanced solutions to get you back on your feet pain-free. So don't wait. Visit KentuckyFootDoctor.com. That's KYFootDoctor.com and take your first step to better foot health. And make sure to catch me every Thursday at 10:30 on Middays with Marcus Maven, where I share tips and discuss the latest injuries in sports. New Horizons Foot and Ankle, where innovation meets excellence.
Hey everybody, we just got word the Tailspin L-Fest is cleared for takeoff at Bowman Field on Saturday, March 1st, 2020.
You don't need to hear that, idiot. You guys good to go in 30?
Are you all there by any chance? Marcus! Rummage!
Hello. Did I miss
You
something?
good to go in 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, James was just yelling at you guys. It was hilarious because I heard the echo.
What was he talking about?
He was just yelling.
Do I have any mail in there? Have you seen any laying on the front desk or anything?
Tanner makes it like I was yelling something crazy. I was just saying, hey, what's up, fellas?
I didn't even have my headset on, my bad. Any mail, James? Or Tanner?
No mail.
we may have weather right around the corner. You want to be the first on the list after the snow is melted, after the ice is gone. We don't know what's going to happen, but you got to remember, your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course, they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today. So, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's going to be your final individual highlight or highlighted player?
Okay. Damn. I mean, Noah probably, right?
Thank you, Noah Waterman, for dunking that basketball at the beginning of the game. That settled so many of my fears. Steve, wasn't it me who recently said I'm waiting for a 4 out of 6 game out of Noah Waterman from 3-point line?
You did. I'm pretty sure you did, actually.
I did.
What we got 2 of 6.
It's getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
It's getting there. Okay, so he gets the dunk. Again, the only takeaway I'm going to have is he had one opportunity to get a dunk, and then one time he gave up a rebound because he was too busy chicken fighting with the arm.
We got Will from Tampa on the phone.
Let's do that really quick. On the phone line, Will from Tampa. Thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Man, what up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Feeling good.
Good.
Hey, man, I got to get this in, man, and just bear with me for a second. But imagine a great husband and wife, and they got kids, and everything's going great, everything's going fine. Then all of a sudden, one night there's a big fight, and out of the blue, the father's gone, and he was a great father, and he never really talked to the kids, and he was just gone, and time goes by, and the kids don't hear. They don't hear nothing from their dad. They're old, what happened? Does he still love us?
What are we doing here?
And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, there's a video call, and he addresses the kids, and he tells them, I remember y'all. I did love y'all, and I do miss y'all. That's how it was watching that Rick Pitino message to the fans. It just meant something to me, man. And it made me okay to root for Rick again down in St. John. And I'll get off and listen and let y'all take it from there.
Well,
I love that, Maven. What are we doing here?
Well, that was perfectly said. Perfectly said. Because I'm so happy because I didn't think, Marcus, I didn't think anybody needed that message. Like, I thought he spoke to me. I needed that. Like, I was like, this is for me. Like, you ever go to a church service and you're like, he's talking to me. Like, this message, you knew I was going to be here and you're talking to me. That's what that Rick Pitino message was. And I'm so happy to hear Will say that and know all the way down in Tampa.
I ain't gonna lie, I was scared.
Like,
I was scared where Will was going with this one.
Yeah, I didn't know where Will was going either. I was like, is this gonna come back around to halftime show, or are we getting some kind? I'm like, where are we going with this? I don't feel like doing this today. But it was like, okay, where are we going? And it wasn't.
Yeah, he said.
And I was so happy to hear Will. There's a Louisville Cardinal fan down in Tampa Bay, Florida, that felt the exact same way I did. Because for him to, with everything, look, do you know how hard it's been to watch St. John's and like want to root for them? But I'm like, oh, God, you had to. Kenny Klein is at St. John's now, for God's sakes. You know how hard it is to watch Rick and watch Kenny Klein and be like, I want to root for them. Like, not like, oh, I mean, hey, if we play them, I hope we kill them.
Right.
But, like, just to be like, man, I mean, God, he got screwed so bad. Like, you just want to be like, and then you got the Kentucky stuff, and I was like, I just don't like it. But to hear him,
I'm fine with him donating money to their football team. They suck.
Well, yeah, I mean that part. I meant more the showing up at Big Blue Madness and all the stuff, and it was like, which was fine, but it was like it feels like you're shunning us.
Mm-hmm.
And to finally get the message where he's like, he called us we, which is something that was big for me and you, because we kept saying, like, you're talking about Kentucky like it's us. I don't like that. He's talking about Pat Kelsey, and he's talking about we've got a great coach, and then he's talking about the fans, and he's like, hey, I never got to say goodbye. Let's just address this. Never got to say goodbye to you guys. And you know what? I'm never going to, because I love y'all. We were together for 17 years. And it was just like, God, I needed that.
Well, let me kind of, when I finally went back and listened, I didn't need any of that. Okay?
Okay. Oh,
I
Mr.
didn't.
Strong. No, I'm the strong kid.
I didn't need any of that.
I became a man by myself. Okay. All right. Well,
why
I didn't.
Why, Steve? Because my empathy said, I already know this. I know you got an ego too. Like, I have an ego. I have, my feelings can be hurt. Your feelings can be hurt. No, our feelings were both hurt by the situation. I'm so glad you got this off your chest. To me, this wasn't about me. It's about you. You like, you know how I'm kind of like, I know how you feel. I know you're protecting, you're hiding your heart, and you're still hiding behind being hurt and stuff like that. And I'm saying hiding, like maybe avoiding is a better way to put it. I just felt like I felt like he cleansed his soul with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just kind of having that last conversation after, hey, no, look, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
We were just heading.
I was more of the Will Smith in this situation. Like,
you got talk on the phone.
I don't like making too much light of that because it's a serious scene.
Yep.
But but like, I was kind of that guy. Like, I don't know why you don't like me, because I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish you liked me.
Yeah, I really felt like, man, I'm glad you got that out of your system. I'm glad you got it out into the universe. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that's one of those, if you don't get it out off of your chest, if you don't get it off of your spirit, it's kind of a, whatever.
Now, make no mistake about it, though, Marcus. We got that because he's winning. Okay, he's still my look.
He's still Rick at the end of the day.
He's still Rick, and things are going really good for him right now. So we're like, all right, he's like, yeah, screw it. Actually, I never even really hated Greg Postal, honestly.
What was we even fighting about, guys? I'm tired now.
Yeah, like, there is a little bit of that, but I am happy he was able to. We'll get straight to Doc. I do want to say, though, his legacy could have went in the toilet. Kentucky hates him. Louisville hates him. He's known as, and now I am at least happy that everything happened. He's made amends with Kentucky. I think he's making amends with Louisville fans. Just not that amends really needed to be made with Louisville fans, but he didn't leave us,
Yeah. Like I said, my just empathy of the whole situation just says, yeah, we know we all love each other at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We've been through too much together, and it's not to, have a good relationship moving forward. I tell you what, let's get to the phone.
Oh, we got Doc.
Doc.
Yeah.
Doc, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Doc, fire away.
Steve Marcus, I've got to be the cynic. I mean, that message is strictly Kenny Klein knowing how to put the dressing and the icing on the cake. The cake was stale, and Kenny knew how to clean it up and make it sweet again.
That's
great.
That's it.
I mean, it's true. That's true. Yeah, we know that.
Well, that's what Kenny Klein is there for, and that's what Kenny Klein is great at.
Good. Appreciate you,
Doc. Appreciate the call, man. And yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, Coach has his. We've had some conversations with Kenny Klein over our years of doing this that brought clarity to us. I mean, now that Kenny's gone, I won't give the details of conversations, but multiple times had he called us and said, guys, it's not a fight to take. Just keep your mouth shut. Okay.
Or you don't understand what's going on.
Or you don't understand what's going on here, so you probably should not say that. Like, he was fantastic for us. And, yeah, so I agree with Doc on that.
Yeah,
like,
he's been the ultimate crisis management consigliere.
And there's a piece of him that knows, hey, Coach, I know how you feel. And I know you don't feel that way towards the Louisville fans, but they don't know that.
Music at 30.
You need to go ahead and
clean
that up. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, we want to give a shout out real quick, Steve?
Yeah, let me give a specific shout out here because we're coming up on Valentine's Day, man, and I know there's a lot of men right now. You might be getting nervous because you're going, "Oh my God, it's Valentine's Day." Look, things are going to start heating up here. It's just that time of year. And I'm having an issue, and it might not be erectile dysfunction. It might just be energy. And you're like, I don't know if I have the energy for all this, and that's something that a lot of men start to deal with. Get over there and see my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. If that's you, go to tristatemenshealth.com, take their low T quiz. It's going to be 10 questions, take you about 2 minutes. It's yes or no answers. It's really easy to do. And if any of that applies to you, then get over to one of their great locations in Louisville, in Northern Kentucky, Columbus, Cincinnati, any of those places, and let them know what you're dealing with. Let them know what your fear is with that, or what, and listen, if you need energy, they'll take care of that. If it's weight loss or something along those lines, they can help you there. Or if you're one of the 50% of men over the age of 50 that deal with erectile dysfunction, they can help you there. Listen, go in there, get checked out. If you're in there for erectile dysfunction, they can give you a test dose in the office, and if that test dose doesn't work, they will waive that $99 fee. So get over there, check them out at Tri-State Men's Health, and let them know you heard about them right here on 93.9 The Ville.
Hit it, Tanner. Shout out our realtor extraordinaire, Derek A. Stewart, for all your home buying and home buying and selling needs. 502-314-9868. As always, 8150-93.9 is the number. 3831-93.9 is the text line. The YouTube channel is normally made for The Ville. Midday Marcus Raven, 93.9 The Ville.